Okay, so I thought Kodak was in Miami.
Wrong thing. Take a seat next to him. Take a seat next to him. Enjoy that phone. Enjoy that seat next to him, brother.
I know y'all thinking I'm going through something right now, and I got bags under my eyes, but I just saw a video of Kodak, and I wouldn't want nobody to like do an intervention on me. That's why I want to put this video up, because y'all might think, oh man, Ye really going through right now. Somebody need to go get him, or yo, go take his Twitter and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you calmly that I am in a good space. I'm really in a positive space. It's cathartic. I got my ideas out. That's all that happened. And that was very freeing for me. And it's worth everything. It was worth everything to do that. So let's start there. Now, I've seen this video of my brother Kodak, and I feel a call, and he's actually wearing this Donda chain. And it's not just because he's wearing a chain, but it's like, how he's sitting here wearing this chain unless something's saying to go and get my brother. And I thought about it before. I was like, man, I should go down to Miami. Maybe I could be the person that could make a difference. And that's what I'm about to do right now. Okay, so I thought Kodak was in Miami. I see he's in Atlanta. So I'm going to flight down to Atlanta right now and do something. So anybody that's already down in Atlanta that knows him and knows him from now, I know I said this and all that, but right now, I need y'all, man, to like really go and do something. Like we can't. I know y'all think I'm crashing out. You see me talking. I'm expressing myself. I'm cathartic and shit. And look, man, please don't. I know I said a lot, and just let me go down there and go help this man out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be down there. I'm about to get my flight right now.
Hate that you said he wasn't a top 10 quarterback. Hate that you said he couldn't throw the ball. Hate that he got over when push came to shove.
Yeah, this is annoying when I come to clubs or bars and they start playing G-Unit music. Like, it really annoys me. Like, I get I got a baby with bangs, but I'm not G-Unit, so yeah, I don't gotta play this shit. Yeah. Welcome back, President.
28 years on video for his arraignment here in the County courtroom Thursday. Some of his family members were here. They were emotional. They didn't want to talk to us, but Foster was very talkative during that bond hearing.
Sir, are you Bruce Foster III?
Yes, how are you today?
For the first time, we're seeing the man accused of shooting and killing 2 of his coworkers and injuring 4 more inside the KDC-1 warehouse facility in New Albany. Police say Foster had worked for several hours before opening fire. He then left the scene in a rideshare vehicle, leading officers on a 12-hour manhunt. Foster's family sitting in the courtroom as the magistrate set his bond.
Mr. Foster, I'm going to set your bond at $20 million.
According to a warrant filed in Common Pleas Court, Foster is charged with aggravated murder. No other charges have been filed yet. A grand jury will now review his case.
Sir, just so you know, today's hearing is being recorded, so anything that you say now could be used against you in the future.
But Foster was very talkative during the hearing, asking the magistrate several questions and speaking up when the state read some of the facts of the case, including that he resisted arrest.
I never resisted. Who told you guys I resisted?
Okay, don't talk about the...
Locate him in the apartment. He again resisted commands, would not show his hands, would not do what he was told, would not lay down put his hands behind his back, and a taser was deployed so that he could safely be taken into custody.
Thursday's hearing did not give us any more insight into Foster's motive for opening fire inside his workplace. It's something the New Albany Police Department says they are still investigating. Foster's next hearing is scheduled for February 13th. On your side in Lincoln County, I'm Kate Seifert, ABC 6 News.
One of the victims, a young father, is being remembered tonight. He's away from having his second daughter when he was gunned down during the shooting Tuesday night. Steve Levine has that side of the story tonight.
The family of 30-year-old Sekar Chapagai tells me he had worked at KDC-1 for about a year and loved his job. They tell me tragically, the night he died, he had just returned to work after being sick for 2 days.
He didn't bother anyone. It's so sad and so.
Padam Banya talking about his niece's husband, Sekar Chapagai, who was gunned down during Tuesday night's warehouse shooting inside KDC-1 in New Albany.
It's not safe for us to go anywhere nowadays.
Chapagai was a father of a little girl with a second daughter on the way.
He was so happy.
Chapagai died Wednesday night after being taken off of life support. 28-year-old Bruce Foster III now charged in connection with the workplace gunfire that left 2 dead and 4 wounded. Family tells us Chapagai and Foster worked in the same department. Relatives now trying to figure out why Foster allegedly opened fire on his own co-workers.
There was no any conflict, so he just keeps shooting randomly.
No idea why he would be targeted by this.
Yeah,
man.
it's still no idea.
Dom, no stranger to that manufacturing warehouse. He worked there for 2 years and knows the other employee who lost his life and several victims who were wounded in the gunfire.
I feel so bad about that, losing our co-worker, right? Our families, our friends at a workplace.
Family members say Sekar had been planning to welcome his new daughter in just the next few weeks. Sadly, they now must prepare a funeral for this young dad, who will never get to meet his newborn child. On your side, in New Albany, Steve Levine, ABC 6 News.
He has a mental breakdown, but he's out here really causing a disturbance. He's acting violent and everything.
And we are learning there were warning signs for the suspect passed. The family of Bruce Foster III calling 911 several times about his mental state back in 2022. At noon, investigator Lisa Ronala was first to tell you about these Columbus police runs that ended Foster being what's called pink slipped.
And Lisa, I know you're digging even deeper. What does these mental health facilities have to say?
Rodney Jessica, listen to those 911 calls on the 2 runs made by his sister, his mother, and Bruce Foster himself. The diagnoses of schizophrenia and split personality disorder came up. A high school grad with an associate's degree.
In a sense, his mind, and we're all scared.
The family of Bruce Foster III called Columbus police in 2022 to say they're learning he may have a mental health disorder.
He has all these conspiracy theories about death, and he thinks that we're all trying to kill him.
The April 22 police report states Foster experienced delusions and paranoia. When officers began to take him to a mental health facility, Foster started yelling, "Just kill me then, just shoot me." He also made statements that he had definitely thought about hurting other people. 1 month later,
You don't think he's taking his meds? No, not at all.
Foster's sister called 911 again. This time telling dispatchers that he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia and split personality disorder.
Also, one of his diagnoses was, I don't know the actual term, but not living in reality.
Foster himself.
What's your name? Bruce Foster.
Called 911 too.
Have you hit your cousin?
Yep, smack the shit out of him.
Okay.
And I got it
That's
on
crazy.
camera. What you want to square? You want to square up? You want to
Hey,
square up?
hey.
Foster's family wanted police to come to this
Foster,
same North
crazy,
Columbus
man.
address.
That's some people
Watching
getting in the
her
chat.
right after Tuesday's deadly warehouse shooting.
No, I'm out the elder,
His mother
brother.
said the
I'm out
chaos
the elder,
nearly
brother.
3
Trying to
years
some
ago
people in my
was
chat.
triggered
In
when
3
Foster
days, you know,
refused to go
YouTube play
back
games.
to the
My shit had 30, 40 people.
I had to make.
You know what I mean?
You hit my cousin. Me and my cousin is trying to get to go to the hospital.
Shit, I'm just thumbing through the news. And, you know, just getting through stuff. But, you know, shout out to people that get in here. I've been here, what, like 9 minutes? You know what I mean? Building up, you know, letting people get in the chat. But we're going to talk about Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance. My man Ye hollering at Kodak. Who is TAMMY CoWINS? They're really, Big Meech is really Big Meech. Really fucked up. I don't know. That's things I want to know. You know what I mean? Hold up, y'all. Yeah, that's what I want though. Like, so we gonna get into all that, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta definitely say shit and wicked. I've been offline for a couple of days. I've been offline for a couple of days because, you know, I think the last time I did something was Friday. And I don't usually get down like that. But in the harsh reality of this business, bro, like, it's getting sidetracked ain't no joke. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, like, the way that my week ended was just a sidetrack thing. You see, it's just sidetrack. You get what I mean? Just a sidetrack thing. You get sidetracked. You know what I mean? Execution, no excuses. That's my motto. Get sidetracked. You know what I mean? So that's why I've been like laying on the content. But I'm going to pick it back up in the morning. But the Super Bowl halftime show, I saw this shit on YouTube. When the halftime show came, I heard They Not Like Us and Kendrick Lamar, all this song. So the halftime show, I didn't actually watch in real live time. I'll watch it today. But you know what I mean? I watched the game and they hey, Patrick Mahomes, bro. Jesus. Patrick. Oh man, Patrick Mahomes, that was tough. That was a tough loss, bro. That was a tough loss, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He put the numbers up at the end, but them Philly niggas, them Philly boys came to do what they had to do, and they did it. They did it. Shout out to Philadelphia Eagles, man, for creaming that joint. But right now, we just talking to. I'm just thumbing through some news right now to get some people in the chat, though.
And he hit my cousin, so I had to face him.
In both of these calls, dispatchers asked Foster's family members.
Boy, Foster went. This dude right here.
I'll tell you how they were.
This dude went in that joint and shot the warehouse up in Ohio. You know what I mean? I thumb through news. You know what I mean? Things I catch up because I really ain't been on YouTube this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I was grinding. You know, I wasn't even grinding, bro. I just had a lot going on.
Responded all new at 6. On your side, I'm investigator Lisa Rontola.
Yo, dude's going in.
Bruce Foster.
Shorty crazy.
Years before police say Bruce Foster
Shorty crazy.
opened fire in a New Albany warehouse where he worked, killing 2 and injuring 4 co-workers.
And you hit your cousin?
Yep, smacked the shit out of him.
Okay.
And I got it all on camera. You want to square? You want to square? You want to square?
Hey.
He and his family called 911 several times.
You don't think he's taking his meds?
Nope, not at all.
Due to mental health issues.
Jews be having mental health issues.
Out of my cousin, because my mom thinks she's a bully.
Twice. In April and May of 2022, police took Foster to a mental health facility against his will. That's where his sister said he was diagnosed with schizophrenia and split personality disorder.
Also, one of his diagnoses was, I don't know the actual term, but not living in reality.
Reports indicate he was experiencing delusions and paranoia and thought about hurting other people.
Does he have any weapons at all?
No.
Okay.
No, but he's acting real violent. He's acting really, really violent.
In both runs, family members told police Foster did not have a gun, but they did call him unpredictable. His mother stated she did not feel safe in her home.
He has all these conspiracy theories about death, and he thinks that we're all trying to kill him.
Neither of these cases in 2022 led to criminal charges.
I had to face him.
He hit my cousin. Me and my cousin was trying to go to the hospital, and he hit my cousin, so I had to face him.
On your side, I'm investigator Lisa Rontola.
That boy going to prison for the rest of his life. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're going to jail for the rest of his life, bro. Like, he's fucked up. I ain't committing no crime gonna have me behind the door. That ain't even that serious. Just go to jail for the rest of your life. So, yo, we gotta look up Tammy Coins. Tammy, because this MEECH thing is getting out of control. It's getting out of control, bro. I want MEECH to say something. Don't y'all want MEECH to step up and be like, yo, Pierre, what it is? One of the Mob Squad in the building. Been running late, bro. You know, a little sidetrack. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm gonna shake it back.
50 Cent calls Big Meech a rat days after Rick.
Oh man, see, it breaks my heart with Meech, bro. But Big Meech, the shock and betrayal.
Hey, what's up? What it do?
Everybody on top of it, but my man right here. Let me see.
We've got ourselves a potty
Let me see.
trainer.
Hit that like button. Yeah, I'm late.
Just like undies.
Late ain't the word, boy. I'm late. I'm 3 days out. Or I ain't in the algorithm and all that. But I take that on the chin. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm back. I'm working. You know, make it like that sometimes, man.
Favor. And go follow me on.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But this Tammy Coins lady, keeping it a G News reported it. I'm gonna get into that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get into a couple, you know, things with this Tammy Coins situation. Like, this is crazy, bro.
Warrant affidavit, right? So once again, let me tell you, everything that I'm coming from, all that I'm speaking from, is from this motion to suppress the wiretap evidence, right? Filed by Cuffy. So I want to talk about Tammy Cowins, right? Because a lot of people are saying that her lies, which is true, she does eventually begin to recant her story and begin to outright lie about relevant matters in the case. Okay? But this is later on. This is around 2015, right? So in the initial sworn affidavit signed by Tammy Cowins, right? And the penalty for lying on a sworn affidavit could be fines, imprisonment. So there's a penalty for it, right? This is not nothing you can take lightly. So let's bear that in mind. Let's keep that in mind, right? So in the sworn affidavit that allowed the DEA out of St. Louis to get wiretaps or get the approval to have electronic surveillance of Cuffy, there was a sworn affidavit signed by Tammy Cowins, right? And in this sworn affidavit and in this surveillance of Cuffy, they were allowed to use tracking devices, tap cell phones, pull his trash pulls, they called it, GPS locator, everything, right? Now, this is key. This is the question that I have, right? This is where I can't, this is where I have an issue with this whole thing with Tammy Cowins and, you know, a lot of people saying that, you know, Big Meech, you know, Tammy Cowins was doing all of this unbeknownst to Demetrius Flannery, or as he's known, Big Meech. Now, in the sworn affidavit that Tammy Cowins signs, she expressly states that Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech, put her in contact with Fidel Suarez out of California and Dion Gatlin, who was Cuffy out of St. Louis, to arrange a large sale of cocaine. This is in the sworn affidavit. In 2009, I think. Or this is, when is this? No. Bad information. 2012. Okay? So, my question is, Tammy Cowins at this point is based out of Atlanta. How does she know? How could she possibly know about a drug deal between a Mexican nigga from California and a nigga from St. Louis? Right? How could that? And she's based in Atlanta. Right? How could she possibly know that? How could she possibly know that them two individuals were going to do a drug deal? And she's in a whole nother state, a whole nother region of the country. So y'all may say, and some people may say, well, was Fidel Suarez hot or a confidential informant?
What up, Prophet?
Or was Cuffy hot or a confidential informant? Now, if that's the case, if either Cuffy is already hot, or a DA informant, or Fidel Suarez is already hot, and he's a DA informant, then why would they need
Prophet? What it is?
They wouldn't need Tammy Cowins.
Shout out to the Mob Squad. You're a Prophet.
One of them is hot, trying to set up the other one. It's two of them. There would be no need for her if both of them, if either one of them was hot, and they were going to get the other one to do a deal.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? So that's critical. That's critical. Right? That's critical. Now, everybody has been attacking Tammy Cowins' integrity. And her integrity is trash. It's in the Dipsy dumpster, it's in the basement, it's in the trash can. But this really comes to light and jumps to the forefront later on down the line in 2015. But at this point, Tammy Cowins is under her controlling agent, which is Special Agent Jack Harvey.
The one she was fucking.
Special Agent Jack Harvey.
If y'all just tapping in, we finding out. We gonna get into the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar performance, and we gonna get into this. But this is what I'm telling you is Big Meech is they got running around saying Big Meech told, and it was through this lady named Tammy Cowins. So I'm introducing y'all to Tammy Cowins. Who's Tammy Cowins, bro? Basically saying Tammy Cowins never got locked up a day in her life. She became a federal informant allegedly because she was messing with a dude and the dude cheated on her. So she said that she wanted to get him back, and that's the vindictive way she get him back. That's what's out there. And after that, she started dealing with MEECH, and she started working and being a DA, just setting people up. So our thing is, for a woman that never been locked up, don't sell drugs, and a real estate agent, why would you become why would you start working with the feds and getting dudes locked up? So the word on the street says that she did that in order to help Meech get a sentence reduction. In the process of this happening, she ended up fucking the DEA agent. She fucking the DEA agent what made the case to help Meech get out of jail not valid. The case get dropped. Cuffy said the case get dropped. They basically beat the case. But the dude get fired. She's not a credible witness. And it's so on and so on. So this has been a big thing on the internet. It's been a big thing on the internet. Everybody been talking about this. And because I've been on for 72 hours and YouTube, I got to get on about 3 times a day. I got to keep grinding. But that's what this is about. Tammy Cowins. Who is Tammy Cowins? Like, she doesn't rap, sing, or dance. She's a real estate mogul, and kind of find out she like hustlers. Basically, she's a real estate lady like hustlers. First it's supposed to have been Blue Da Vinci, bro. Then it's supposed to have been this other dude, bro. It's just all around the real. and I'm gonna play a clip from Keeping It the G News because he got into it. So this woman was setting dudes up, and everybody believed that she was setting dudes up for Meech. You know what I mean? Everybody believed that she was setting dudes up for Meech. So a couple dudes break down, and I watch a lot of YouTube, and I'm subscribed to a lot of channels, but this one channel, the podcast was sold. He gets deep into it, like Keeping It a G. He digs into the crates. He actually got the paperwork like my brother Keeping It a G be having. So that's what I wanted to start out with, before we get into Super Bowl. What is going on with Meech? Meech is, the United States of America #1 drug dude. He's the epitome of the street dude that can go do 30 years and come back home and do right. Hey, it's a big beef for him and 50 Cent. And and listen, this thing been going on with this girl Tammy Cowins since 2008. So that's 17 years. That don't mean 50 Cent is off the hook. Was 50 Cent trying to extort Meech because he knew what was going on and came out with the search? I don't know. But hey, hit that notification button, hit that like button. Everybody commented but ain't like this video. Like the video and let's get back into it.
It says Tammy became a paid confidential informant in 2009, right? Where this became her occupation, right? And in this document, I'm going to put the link underneath this video. The link is under the 2 other videos I've done, and I'm also going to put it in the comment section. Don't come at me. I don't have an opinion of this thing either way, right? I don't know Meech. I don't know Cuffy. I don't know Jack Harvey. I don't know Tammy Cowins. I don't care, right? I'm coming purely from court documents. Now, she becomes a paid DEA informant in around 2009, right? And in this document, it says that her role was to pick up drugs, pick up money, and make phone calls as an informant in investigations of the hustlers, right? To get people indicted. And how she became an informant is pretty interesting. There was a gentleman in the name of there was a gentleman in Atlanta by the name of Terry White who got busted in Atlanta on a weed case, a big weed case. And I don't know the specifics. I've done a little research, but it's off of YouTube. So I don't really, it's one of those YouTube channels where it's an invisible person talking. They're talking in the background, but they're showing all these clips like a meme. And he's, so I don't really put a whole lot of stock in that. But I pulled up Terry White's case and I'm reading it now. And what's interesting, Big Meech is mentioned in Terry White's case.
Whoa.
I'll come back to that. Terry White gets busted, indicted, and convicted on a weed case and gets sentenced to 120 months in federal prison. Tammy Cowins, according to Jack Harvey, and I'm going to read it to you, was the heart and soul of the case of helping the feds, the DEA, indict and convict Terry White. And even Jack Harvey mentions in here, and I'm going to read it to you, that Tammy Cowins was not the typical informant, or she didn't have the typical circumstance that informants typically become informants, right? She didn't have a case. She wasn't a drug user. I'm going to read it. It's in here. She wasn't already in jail trying to give information to get out. She didn't have no charges trying to work off time. She wasn't a drug user giving information for money and drugs. She cooperated against Terry White for whatever reason. I don't know. But to speculate or to guess or to hypothesize based on the YouTube video I watched last night, and don't quote me as this being factual, this is pure YouTube. You take that for what it's worth. No paperwork. Her and Terry White had a romantic situation going on, and Terry White had a main lady, and Tammy Cowins was the side piece. And I think Tammy Cowins wanted to be more, and he was like, nah, and he was dissing her. So she was a jilted lover. And in her anger and frustration,
Right, that's what they saying, that she set him up.
Love of Terry White and her inability to get him to commit to her, she jammed him up with what she knew. And as it states in here, when it was all said and done, Terry White was indicted, convicted, pled guilty, and had forfeitures and seizures of property, cars, and money. At the end of the day, Tammy Cowins gets paid $55,000 for her actionable information in the indictment, arrest, and conviction of Terry White. And after this case, she says she becomes a full-blown DEA informant, paid on a monthly basis. It says that all in here. Read it yourself. Don't take it from me. Now, what's interesting is I pulled up Terry White's case, and I got to read it. I'm going to do another video on that. Meech's name is mentioned in it. Okay? So, let's read what Agent Jack Harvey, who was her controlling agent before he retired in 2011, has to say about Tammy Cowins and her reliability and her trustworthiness when it comes to being a snitch, being a rat, giving information on felonious behavior. Now, keep in mind, keep this question on the forefront of your mind. How does she know? She's in Atlanta. How does she know about a drug deal going down between a Mexican from California and a brother from St. Louis? Let's see what Jack Harvey has to say. So, first, let me read the affidavit All right, so here we go. Here we go. Okay, this is the second bullet point. The first bullet point of the affidavit just talks about what formed the basis of them being able to get the wiretap to tap Cuffy's phone. Okay, now, here is the critical part. And like I told you, this is a sworn affidavit. Whether you lie on a sworn affidavit, The penalties, it's called perjury. The penalties are fines or imprisonment. So I don't know if she could have been imprisoned for lying on a sworn affidavit as an informant. I don't know. But let's keep this in mind. She just cooperated against Terry White, right? And did a fantastic job. This is her first time ever doing it, as far as we know here. And she received $55,000, and everything that she said against Terry White checked out. Check, 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 check. No lies. Everything right and exact. Second, the affidavit asserted facts relating to both CS1's, which is Tammy Cowins, reliability as an informant, and measures the DEA St. Louis investigators took to corroborate information provided by Tammy Cowins. As to Tammy Cowins' reliability, the affidavit attested that Tammy Cowins was cooperating with the DEA for monetary gain, quote unquote, and quote unquote, had been shown to provide reliable information to the Drug Enforcement Agency, DEA, regarding a multitude of felonious activity, and had provided information that resulted in the arrest of at least one individual and the seizure of drugs and U.S. currency. As for corroboration by the DEA in St. Louis, the affidavit asserted that DEA St. Louis investigators corroborated information from Tammy Cowins by using total analysis of devices used by Tammy Cowins, Gatlin, and Suarez on August 5th, 2012. This is in the now. This is what Jack Harvey has to say about Tammy Cowins. This is in the motion to suppress hearing, the evidentiary hearing. Remember on the second video, Cuffy filed the motion to suppress, right? Frank's hearing. So Cuffy's attorney gets to cross-examine witnesses, agents, whatever. They both get to do that. So check this out. This is in the paperwork. Tammy Cowins first became a confidential informant for DEA Atlanta in 2009, right? This is when she starts busting Terry White's head to the white meat. When she provided information in a money laundering case, which resulted in the successful prosecution and conviction of an individual named Terry White. Although CS1, Tammy Cowins, was not initially a paid, Jack Harvey put Tammy Cowins in for an award that would be a percentage of the value of property forfeited by White, because information provided by Tammy Cowins was so beneficial that the DEA made seizures from White. Testified that she had no criminal record, was not a known drug user, did not appear to be motivated by money, and was not looking to get a reduced prison sentence or dismissal of criminal charges. Rather, Tammy Cowins appeared to be motivated to make up for the fact that Terry White had used Tammy Cowins to unwittingly launder drug money. Tammy Cowins provided significant information during the investigation of the case, which was used in various search warrants. The investigation, which started in 2008, culminated with an arrest in 2009, and White was convicted and sentenced in 2011. Tammy Cowins eventually received an award of approximately $55,000 for the Terry White case. So, these are the facts. This is not me.
Straight
These are
Zaza.
the facts. The link is above.
Straight Zaza. Don't smoke nothing else, nope.
Jack Harvey retires in 2011. And then Tammy Cowins gets handed over to a gentleman by the name of Keith Cromer, which is the one she had the illicit, inappropriate sexual relationship with while investigating Cuffy, Suarez, that thing. Although the precise scope of Tammy Cowins' duties after Agent Harvey's retirement is not entirely clear, Tammy Cowins testified credibly that she was paid on a monthly basis for things like picking up money or drugs and or making phone calls in drug investigations. According to the testimony of Agent Cromer, Tammy was paid on a monthly basis for providing, quote unquote, actionable information that could lead investigators to a drug source of supply in ongoing long-term drug investigations. For example, according to Agent Cromer, information from Tammy Cowins that Fidel Suarez, a California-based Mexican national known to law enforcement to be a suspected drug distributor, or Gatlin or Cuffy were conspiring to engage in drug trafficking activity was the sort of actionable information for which Tammy Cowins might receive payment. That's key. That's key. Now, this is another interesting part. This is in the paperwork. This is page 11. Tammy Cowins' relationship with Big Meech, Suarez, and Gatlin. When Tammy Cowins became a DEA informant, she had been a longtime friend and associate of Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech. Tammy Cowins held Flannery's power of attorney and life rights with creative control. The right to tell and presumably sell Big Meech's life story for profit. Those rights, by Tammy Cowins' estimation, could be worth as much as $1 million. Here's the thing. This is the key. CSI Tammy Cowins testified that Flannery, Big Meech, was well known, and it was not at all unusual for Tammy Cowins to receive calls from total strangers asking about Flannery. It was due to Tammy Cowins' relationship with Flannery that Tammy Cowins first came in contact with both Fidel Suarez and Gatlin. It was due to Tammy Cowins' relationship with Big Meech that Tammy Cowins first came in contact with both Suarez and Cuffy. In September 2011, Big Meech requested Tammy Cowins' help in coordinating delivery of a load of cocaine to be controlled by Suarez, who at that point was already in contact with Tammy Cowins. There's a note on the paragraph, and then here's another one. At some point, Big Meech asked Tammy Cowins to connect Gatlin and Suarez At some point, Flannery, Big Meech asked Tammy Cowins to connect Cuffy and Suarez, and the relationship between Tammy Cowins, Cuffy, and Suarez turned to narcotics. So this is the paperwork, y'all. This is the court documents. Now, what happens is this.
Damn, Meech.
What happens is this.
I can't take no more, yo. That's fucked up, yo. Whew. I really can't take no more, yo. This shit is very devastating, yo. Like, what y'all think in the comment box, bro? Like, Meech did that, chat. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. 50 cents.
This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smack.
Yo, this is crazy with me.
Revealed that Tammy Cowan was a federal informant. So no matter how you look at it, Meech was working with a federal informant. This was his assistant. There's no way he didn't know. And also, this is a key part that a lot of people look past. When Meech tries to play dumb with Lou Da Vinci and say, "Oh, I didn't know," leave me out of that, right? First of all, Lou Da Vinci was dating Tammy Cowins, and when Meech got locked up, he introduced her to Meech to be his assistant. And eventually, Big Meech being Big Meech, used her because first, I think at first he met this guy named Suarez in Detroit jail. And this guy was connected. He ended up beating his case and leaving, and he wanted to make some money while he was incarcerated. So he was using her to facilitate some transactions between him, and in the midst of things, Tammy and Big Meech devised this plan for him to get out early, and she would become an informant for Harvey, the DEA agent that locked up Meech. So first they got this guy named T. White that she was dating. And she even got paid on that case, like $54,000 on some seizures that they got out of that.